Okay guys, this is a Jetta 2006 I think it was, so a Mark 5 or an A5 model. ABS would activate intermittently at slow speeds, mainly when slowing down. ABS light would not come on in the dash, obviously, and by obviously I mean that during normal ABS activation, when the computer thinks that a wheel is locked up, it will pulse the brakes when you're braking to prevent this wheel from locking up, in which case there is no need to turn on the ABS light, simply because it's a normal operation. It's what the vehicle was meant to do, or the ABS module was meant to do. So even though there is, let's say, a glitch, you can see the glitch here on that, it says wheel speeds front right. You can see the glitch here and right down in this area, dropping pretty much down to 0 kilometers in terms of speed, whereas the other ones are still registering just above 5, it looks like on the graph here. So basically what was happening was unwanted ABS activation that the customer was complaining about. More so just the pedal vibration, not so much ABS. I don't think the customer was aware that it is the ABS kicking in, just the fact that the pedal was pulsating. And the following clip is what I found. So the right front speed sensor is the one that's cutting out at low speed. This is the front left. This is just so you can see or get an idea of the tone ring. It looks nice and even here. And on this one, you can see there's shiny spots. Seems okay right there. And then there's a shiny spot again. So maybe at one point in time something got jammed in there and it was rubbing. Using a mirror, you can check the gap for the sensor. Kind of hard to see. Gap looks normal. Comparing it to the other side. See, this side might be sitting closer. It's hard to tell. Sometimes you gotta take the disc off to get a better view. I'll put my little adapters on the pins. Yeah, 1000 ohms. So that's actually within spec. $1,000 also, so resistance is exactly the same, so we're down to air gap then. no real need to do a voltage output test because the scan tool already showed us that the signal cuts out. Oh. September 13. Nice and even wear. That's what I like to see. 3 years old. So you can see the sensor is bent. Gotta replace the sensor. I gotta recharge my batteries. 5mm. If I can get it in here. It's not going to want to turn. Sometimes you got to break them to get them out. Obviously try not to make contact with the tone ring. Something's moving. These are the micro windings of a sensor. Pretty cool. Just the outer housing left. Let's try to collapse it. It's moving. There we go. Just got to clean the hole a bit, the bore, and install a new sensor. Tone wheel seems to run true. Don't forget to plug the sensors in. And this one we just got to clean the bore a little bit more. Probably be best with the CV joint out of the way, but that would require more time. Also roll up some sandpaper, let it expand, and work it back and forth. That's not bad. As always, gotta wait for the new part to show up and then take it for a test drive. I don't think any of these shiny spots, especially where the first impact was. Actually, here's some bits of the magnet still. Got to make sure we get rid of that. Definitely affect the signal. So, pieces of the ABS speed sensor magnet. So this is the worst part here, sign of impact, but I think it'll be okay. You can see it's still nice and true. If it was bent, I would question it. I don't see any more pieces of magnet, so it's good enough. Once the new sensor's here, put it back together, and we're good to go. Take out the new sensor. I usually take a little bit of sandpaper and I work it around the sensor to make the sensor go in the hole a little bit easier. Put a little bit of anti-seize on it and wiggle it into place. Be careful when it gets stuck, because you want to make sure that the bolt that holds it down in place still fits. Okay, and obviously tighten it down. Don't go nuts, it's a small bolt. Double check the air gap. Looks good. Don't forget to connect it. I forgot to mention to make sure to check the tire pressure as well, because the tire pressure will affect the speed sensor signal because of tire diameter. (2004) diesel BEW. Sorry if the scanner's got too much glare. I'm gonna be inserting the actual captured data file anyways, so I should still see what's going on. Just pumping the brakes right now. I always pump the brakes after brake work, so because the initial application is going to be low, it's going to freak you out. Codes, no codes, data menu, PID list, we're just going to select the 4 sensors. There's a bunch of other parameters that I can also view, but we're just going to focus on the wheels, the speed sensors. So the second one here was the one that was dropping out early. Just going to back it out of the shop and go around the block. This is just a quick follow-up to what you just heard and saw. Again, this is the good signal. You can see wheel speed front right, the one that had the initial issue, and you can see that it behaves exactly like the other wheels, where there's no more dropout, no glitches at all at the lower speeds. So that bent wheel speed sensor obviously caused an issue setting off the ABS or the unwanted ABS activation. Thanks for watching.